Our democracy is built on the foundations of free speech and the right to peaceful protest. And while ULEZ extension was contentious and garnered a strong response, which did involve both peaceful and non-peaceful protest, this motion does not shy away from that, and it condemns the unacceptable and dangerous non-peaceful protests that we saw. But the motion isn't about whether any individual Assembly member was for or against this extension. It's about the threats of violence and intimidation that peaceful protesters have received from security subcontractors employed by Transport for London. And since being elected to this Assembly in May, I've been contacted by a number of these peaceful protesters, mainly women, who have been stalked, harassed or faced intimidation from these subcontractors. I've seen videos of threats against violence against vulnerable adults. I've seen messages including threats of sexual violence from these subcontractors. I've seen constituents called whores and been told that someone wouldn't pay to sleep with them. And as the motion itself reads, I even have a constituent who was rung over by one of these subcontractors at a peaceful protest, which ended up going through the courts. So Transport for London are putting these contractors on the street, and constituents of mine are now facing unacceptable abuse for exercising their right to peaceful protest, and they have no way of holding these subcontractors to account. So that's what this motion calls for. This motion calls for the most dangerous of these to be prevented from putting on our streets by vetting these subcontractors before they're sent out. And it also calls for a central complaint system to be set up so that actually we can proactively spot which companies are putting the subcontractors on the street that garner the most complaints so that we can then take their contracts off them. The London Assembly is the voice of London. And as an Assembly, do we not condemn misogyny? Do we not condemn sexual abuse? Do we not condemn physical abuse and acts of intimidation? Do we support the rights of all Londoners to peacefully protest? So let us stand together today and let us pass this motion and protect the voice of Londoners.